It's time to wake up, Warriors.
The robotics competition teams are gearing up for states. See how they are preparing for their championship event. One senior wins a Whippeal title and another sets a school record. Find out who coming up next. All this and more on today's edition of Wake Up Warriors.
Live from Penn Trafford High School. This is Wake Up Warriors. Wake Up Warriors starts now.
Hello Penn Trafford and welcome to this morning's exciting edition of Wake Up Warriors. Today is Thursday, February 15th. I'm Morgan Arlia.
And I'm Sophia Laspina.
To start off today's show, we send it over to reporter Ella Malloy live with the robotics competition team. Good morning, Ella. What do you have for us?
Hey Morgan and Sophia. I'm here with 3 robotics team members. So, how have you guys done this season?
So for the first competition, we all made it past the semis. We all did pretty good. Second competition was a little rough, but we hope to do better at states. With a lot of practice, I think we'll do pretty well.
And what have you guys learned so far this competition season?
We've just learned how important strategizing with your teammates are, and practice is just so crucial.
And when is your state competition?
March 4th at Clarion University.
For more information on how the robotics team has been preparing for states, reporter Connor Alexander is here to bring you the inside scoop.
The Penn Trafford robotics competition teams are heading off to states on March 4th. As they gear up for this championship match, here's how team members are preparing to excel this year.
The main goal of this game is to get these tri-balls into the opponent's goal and prevent them from getting them in yours. Additionally, towards the end of the match, you have to lift the robot off the ground on a little pole on each side of the field, and that gets you some additional points.
So we're mostly doing a lot of programming, tweaking the robot, just getting it overall ready, fine-tuning some things.
Well, we're working on the robot to make sure that everything works, doing a lot of testing, driving the robot around the field, making sure that all of our systems work as intended.
Mostly we're just looking to make sure everything fits and works together smoothly without having any issues.
The coding is the main thing. We're doing a lot of testing right now to make sure that all of our programs are tip-top shape.
So right now we have 2 people working on the programming while the other 2 of us are working on a launcher. We are building it off the robot and then we're going to attach it before the tournament.
On top of this, Penn Trafford will be sending 3 teams to the competition, allowing different approaches on how to tackle the task at hand.
I'm part of 1462A, so we have 3 teams, 1462A through C. We're all just independent teams, but we're all working towards the same goal, and that's to get to Worlds.
So since there's 3 teams, the A, B, and C team, it's nice to have 2 other teams that we can bounce ideas off of and just have a little friendly competition going while we work. Now, hopefully all the teams do really good at states, and hopefully some of us will qualify for Worlds.
We've been working pretty hard this year, so I hope that we do well at states and qualify for Worlds.
Best of luck to the robotics team as they are in their final stages of preparations. Reporting for PTTV, this has been Connor Alexander.
As the winter season continues, more and more students are getting sick. This, coupled with the stress of school, it is easy for students to feel overwhelmed and sleep deprived. My co-host and I spoke with Nurse Popovich with advice on how to stay healthy and well-rested during this demanding time of the year.
Most teens need 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night, but you may have trouble sleeping. Lack of sleep can affect your mood, relationships, ability to pay attention, and when you don't get enough sleep, it's hard to be at your best in school and also sports. It can increase the chances of you getting sick, gaining weight, having an accident if you're driving, because you could be driving drowsy. So a couple things that would be really good for you would be active during the day. And running around, doing things, that is just getting you going. Other thing is avoid caffeine, especially at bedtime. Yes, we all need coffee or teas to get us through the day, and that's fine. Just not too much, in moderation, okay? But when you're getting close to bedtime, don't be drinking a coffee, because that's just gonna keep you up and going. I know this is hard, but one of the things I wanna tell you is to say goodnight to the electronics. Put your phone down, shut it off, because the light of your phone, especially if you're using it, it's going to trigger your brain to make you think it's time to wake up. So make sure you're turning off your phone, make sure you're turning off the text so it doesn't wake you up when you do finally fall asleep. Other thing I do recommend is getting a sleep routine, trying to go to bed at the same time every night. But I know that's tough. If you can create a routine, brushing your teeth, getting yourself ready, doing your last minute things, anything that happens to make you relax. That is part of the routine. Try to get a good night's sleep. If you can get those 8 to 10 hours, awesome. But I know sometimes it's not realistic, but it's the best way to give you everything you need to be successful in your day.
Additionally, in the world of medicine, PT recently held their very own medical career day, giving students an opportunity to learn more about the medical field. PT TV caught up with 2 students to find out more.
Medical Day is when we got a bunch of professionals and schools from the medical field together to help inform students who might be interested in that field. Provide an experience where they could learn about new things that they may not have known before and just expose some kids to the medical field.
We got like a schedule in the beginning of the day, and we went from station to station, meeting different people. I learned about social workers, there's a chiropractor I saw, and I learned a lot about the college schools. I thought that was the most interesting. I really liked learning about the colleges.
In the end, it was a success and everyone seemed to enjoy it. I'll check out the post surveys and see what everyone thought.
The ceiling is on fire. Students in Mrs. Ramaswamy's first period chemistry class watched as she set fire to the ceiling. Bubbles were filled with methane gas, which would float up and be set on fire by a candle attached to a ruler stick. This experiment demonstrated the class's ongoing unit of combustion, showing how a flammable substance, along with oxygen gas, combusts into water and carbon dioxide. Overall, the experiment was a very fun and visual learning experience for the students.
In other science news, Mr. Rieger's environmental class has been outside and collecting ingredients for a tasty treat. Students have been working to turn tree sap from around the school into homemade syrup. We sent reporter Stephanie Bulware to find out more about this sticky situation.
So this is a black maple tree. Any maple tree will work. And this is the syrup. It's 98% water. It doesn't really taste like much right now. So we drill holes into the tree. And then we plug them, and then the sap falls out and goes into the bucket, and it's usually frozen because it's cold. And then we collect it and boil it and send it down to the kitchen.
Not only are students getting involved with fire experiments or sap collection, but some PT students are designing technology of the future. Recently, Mr. Romeo's College CAD class is undertaking a task to help local business Cleveland Price figure out how to move industrial electric insulators up in the air. Here's how they are working to accomplish this task.
My 4th period college CAD students are working with Cleveland Price, a local company, to solve some really neat problems that they have lifting these huge insulators, and they'll tell you more about what they're doing.
So we're currently prototyping a few different designs for lifting these insulators. We have this paracord cable, which is simulating a steel cable, and then we've also prototyped a few different ideas using a 3D printer.
Yeah, we're lifting 5 different sizes of insulator, right? We have like the smallest ones to like hundreds of pounds, so it's a very interesting undertaking so far.
The Gifted program has a lot of interesting events coming up. Mrs. Wookich is here to tell you what they are and how the students in these events have been preparing for them.
One of the things that we're doing is Academic World Quest. It is a social studies competition where students do research on different topics that are globally interesting to students. And then coming up after that, we have mock trial is in the peak of its season. Our defense team is facing off against Marion Center at Westmoreland County Courthouse. And our chain reaction contraption competition is also happening. They will present their Rube Goldberg projects to engineers at Westinghouse at Cranberry Woods campus. School year, hopefully they place and they have a good showing there. We have 2 really great themed machines. And then the quiz team will be competing at CMU at a national academic quiz team tournament against schools from the regional level.
The Gold Lot is taking on new changes for the students and staff safety. From new arrows and signs, this is all here to keep you safe. Mr. Aquilio spoke with Morgan Arlia and Cody Hines McCutcheon to find out more.
We've made some minor changes to the front Gold Lot as far as the traffic patterns. We are now moving back to a one-way direction. During the renovation, at one point it was one way, but over time, the paint on the pavement kind of faded away and students, guests, teachers started using it in a two-way fashion. So we're trying to stay ahead of the game and keep things safe for all drivers. So we're going to move to a one-way direction. We've had some close calls. The corners in the parking lot and the actual driving space is very tight there. So again, we've had a couple close calls where people we're close to being head on. So we took a look at the video surveillance footage and thought, let's make some changes to make sure we're making sure everyone is safe at all times. We put some temporary signs up right now to kind of get things started, but over the summertime, they will paint new lines, put up new signs showing which direction to drive and park. For now, we have temporary signs up there to kind of keep people all on the same page. Just a reminder to always be safe, drive slowly when in the parking lots to make sure you're maintaining a good speed in the driveways as well. And just be precautionary when driving. Try not to get sidetracked with devices, cell phones, music, and friends. Just keep your eyes on the road and pay attention to what you're doing.
It's time to bring you the latest updates in the world of PT sports. Let's get right into today's very exciting sports rundown. Good morning, Paul. What do we have on the agenda today?
Thanks, Morgan. It is certainly a very exciting time for PT athletics. To start it off, Penn Trafford senior Carly Valenta outsold the two-time defending champion to win the Whippeal Individual Rifle Championship. Valenta is Penn Trafford's first ever Whippeal Individual Champion in rifle. Carly's sister Emily Valenta finished fourth, and both move on to states. Good luck, girls. Congratulations to the Water Warriors on an incredible performance. Both the guys and girls team beat Hempfield on senior night. Pat Graziano shattered Penn Trafford's 29-year-old school record in the 100 freestyle, swimming a 46.05 second race. Among the many great swims were Nikki Marucci's first ever individual Whippeal qualifying swims in the 200 and 100 freestyle. After the meet, reporter Connor Alexander met up with some of the swimmers to get their thoughts on the night.
We had an awesome meet tonight. Both the guys and girls had some amazing wins, and we had so many awesome times, great races. It was overall such a great time.
The boys won 96-81 with Nikki Marucci here, sophomore, with 2 Whippeal cuts.
The best swimmer here, Pat Graziano, beat our PT record in the 100 freestyle. It was a great race.
Tonight was also senior night. We got to recognize all of our seniors and all of their accomplishments and how far they've come in their swimming careers. It was a good time, and we had lots of fun tonight.
We have Woody Hills on Tuesday. It's going to be a great meet. It's going to be the last meet of the regular season. It's going to be fun. And then Whippeals.
Go Warriors!
Speaking of swimmer Pat Graziano, he's achieved a lot this season outside of the Hempfield meet. Reporter Amanda Bobish spoke with him and the swim coaches to see what this season and his future look like.
Here at Penn Trafford, there are many great athletes and teams, one of which is our swim team. Patton Graziano is a senior swimmer this year and has made some amazing achievements. I spoke with Patton and his coaches to find out more about what makes the season so special.
So this season, Penn has already qualified in every event for the Whippeal Championship. So each event has a time standard, and he's hit that time standard in every event. So that's a big achievement right there. He also, in the Westmoreland County Championships, he won 2 events. He won the 100 back and the 100 freestyle. So that's pretty good. There's a lot of competition there. And then the other thing that we thought was kind of neat is when we were at Norwin, he set the pool record. So that would be the fastest 100 backstroke ever swum in the Norwin swim pool.
I think he is where he wants to be right now. I think he's swimming faster than he has in the previous years, so he's very happy with where he is. He has done some personal best times already, and usually he doesn't start doing that until this time of year or even right at Whippeal time and state time. So I think he's happy with where he is.
So, I mean, it's been a good season leading up to Whippeals is coming up in a few weeks, so it's been a good season. We've had a lot of good fun meets, counties. I won both of my events. We had a bunch of other kids medal. Our relays did really well, so it's been a really good season so far.
I also asked his coaches how they would describe his attitude regarding all the success that he's had in the sport.
He is a very humble person. He does not like to have any kind of hoopla about him. He just plays it down a lot. So anytime, even at home, when we're at home, if I say something to him, he's always like, Mom. So he's just a very humble kid. And I think that it's good for him. I think he still has super goals. And in his mind, I think he knows what he wants. So he doesn't, but he just keeps that to himself. And then when he does achieve it, I think he just, smiles inside.
I mean, sometimes when kids are really good, they tend to be arrogant. And despite all the things that Patton has done, he remains very humble and down to earth. He doesn't like to talk about himself. He likes to talk about his teammates. And he's just a great all-around kid and a good teammate for these kids to have. Patton's just one of the guys, and I think that what that does is it helps everybody get better as well. So I think a lot of the kids really look up to him.
Reporting for PTTV, this has been Amanda Bobish.
Recently, the competitive cheerleading team traveled to Orlando, Florida for the National Cheerleading Championships. They had a very successful weekend with the mat team finishing 8th in the nation and the game day team finishing 6th in the nation. If you see any of the cheerleaders in the hall, say a big congratulations on this great accomplishment. Reporter Cody Hines-McCutcheon spoke with Delaney Miklos and Lexi Schmidt to recap the weekend.
Our goal as a team was to go out on those mats with no regrets, and I feel that we performed with the gold habits that we practiced all year.
Saturday was our first day at the Nationals competition, and we had both game day and mat performances. Game day ended up advancing to finals, and so did Matt. We had a few mistakes in game day where we had practice, I think, for about 2 hours on Sunday night before we took the floor for our finals performance. And in finals, we ended up placing 6th, and for our mat finals, we ended up placing 8th. This year was a really important year for the competition cheer team because we ended up breaking program history with placing 6th in the nation, and it was our first ever time making it to the finals round at the national competition.
I want to thank our past and present coaches for setting up this amazing environment. And I also want to give some credit to our coaches right now just for all their hard work, time, dedication. None of it goes unnoticed. On behalf of all the seniors, I feel like this was a great way to end our PT cheer competition season. We had some great experiences on this trip. We made great memories, and there's no other team I'd rather have my last year with.
Sign-ups for boys volleyball are now open. We spoke to the boys volleyball coach, Mr. Shaw, for more information on how you can get involved with the team.
Hi there. Boys volleyball starts March 4th. Looking for guys to sign up. Sign-ups are open now. Especially looking for 9th and 10th graders. We've done well. We've had some really good teams in the last 7 years. We've been anywhere from 1st to 4th in the WPIL, but we count on getting younger guys to come out for the team there. So we have some open gyms going on now. Good to see some new guys there. If you're interested and you haven't come yet, come see me, and I'll let you know about the schedule for the open gyms and the tryouts.
That's all I have for sports today. Now let's send it back to Morgan and Sophia at the desk.
Thanks, Paul. The Indoor Percussion Ensemble was working hard to prepare for their competitive season. Here is Indoor Percussion member Eliza Kleinschmidt with more details.
So our piece this year is very much elevated from last year. Last year we got promoted up a class from A to open, so we really had to step up the kind of work that we were doing. A lot of our piece this year actually defies sort of the metronomics of a piece, and we can't really count most of what we're doing. We just have to feel it. We have rehearsals every Tuesday and Wednesday from 6 to 9, and then I think every other Saturday we've had sort of a camp day. We're very excited for the competition coming up. We are around a week ahead of where we thought that we would be, so we're very prepared.
If you're looking for a job or interested in applying for scholarships, then the Cash Dash has you covered. Here's Cash Dash workers Emma Edwards, Kendall Francis, and Luke Spadone with more information on why you should join the Cash Dash.
So right now, the Cash Dash is offering 2 different types of scholarships. The first being the Cash Dash Student Scholarship, and this is worth $500. We also have the Christine Sadler Memorial Scholarship, which is for a value of $1,000. If you are a member, you can apply for it. And if you want to apply for the scholarship and you aren't a member, you can stop in and pick up an application and open an account, and then you'll be able to apply for this scholarship.
If anyone's interested in working at the Cash Dash, we are now open for applications.
If you'd like an application, feel free to come into the Cash Dash on Wednesdays and Fridays, and we can give one to you, or you can email us.
It's that time of year, PT. The annual t-shirt project done by Ms. Stefkovich's admin and management class is holding their annual competition between the class period 2nd, 5th, and 6th to see who can sell the most money during sales that start on Friday. Senior Delaney Miklos gave all the details to reporter Cody Hines-McCutcheon.
So in our admin and management classes, there are 3 different periods. Period 2, 5, and 6. We're all competing against each other with the t-shirt designs that we all created. It's to see who can make the most money. Sponsorships also help with this, so you can get sponsored on the back of your shirt, and that'll help with your class's profit and cost in the end. But at the end of the day, all the money goes towards Damar Hamlin's foundation called the Chasing M's Foundation, which he created after his cardiac arrest, and it's to target young athletes around the country and give them the safety life care access that he had when he needed it. So sales start on March 1st, and it goes all the way till April 1st. You got a whole month to buy these products. You got more than just a t-shirt, long sleeve, crew neck, hoodie, and the next level hoodie. And you can buy all these on our links. That's on each class's Instagram bios. And there's also a QR code that you can scan as well that'll be on these posters. But yeah, each class has been working pretty hard for this. We've got commercials coming for you. And it's a cool opportunity for this class to get some experience in the business field and also raise some money for a great cause. So be sure to buy.
And that concludes today's broadcast. Before we sign off, we invite you to stand for the Pledge of the Flag. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day, PT.